We'll now continue with an overview of the program and then demonstrate writing a few repair estimates. On the screen you'll see the main cover of the estimating software on the left and a picture of a repair on the right. The software, you can get into the program several different ways. By opening an estimate ID number, an invoice number, a finalized estimate number, or a file name. If you don't have any of these created and it's the first time, you would want to get in through Start a New Estimate. And you could type in anything you'd want to put in there just to get into the program, such as setup. Once you're in the program, there's three sections to the menu. You have a reference section, a customer company information section, and the estimating section. The reference section is where all your estimates, your PDFs would be reviewed, printed, or saved. Edit estimate section to edit your estimate, and some information for the novice adjuster. In the center would be the company customer information. The top two buttons is where you would enter your company information. The second two would be for your customer product type information, and the bottom button would be for your information sheets. These are helpful informational sheets that you could print out and read for review. The estimating section, you have a repair section, a paint section, a gel coating section, aluminum and sheet metal, vinyl stripes, a hardware section, and anti-fouling section. The estimator is very simple to use. I'm going to try not to make it too complicated when I review it with you. Okay, we'll start with the reference section. Questionable claims would be more for the novice adjuster. This is just as important as an honest estimate as an honest claim. The following links have pictures of what might be a questionable claim. Questionable claims are damage that may not be an insurance claim, such as spider or star cracks, for instance, is one example. And I'll show you a picture of a star crack. A star crack is a crack that has a center point, or all cracks lead to one point in the center. A star crack would be something normally that is pushing out on the inside of the boat, deck, or hull, whether it's a bulkhead, a sharp object, a screw placed on the inside pushing out. Another common area would be up by the anchor locker, where the anchor is bouncing around inside the boat, causing star cracks on the outside of the hull. And up here in the photo you can see this would be that stress crack where the bulkhead, the framework on the inside of the deck, is pushing out right here on the deck. That may or may not be, or probably isn't, an insurance claim if someone says they have a crack here caused by a hit, and it's actually something pushing out on the hull. Boat terminology, both in writing estimates and reading estimates, you'll need to know boating terminology. Again, this is more for the novice adjuster. Example, fiberglass broken and delaminated starboard hull midship, which would be this area here. And there's a lot of common boating terminology. Edit estimate page, this is where you edit your estimate. We'll go back to that once we write one. The worksheet is where all your calculations for each repair, your labor and material, would go out to the worksheet that you could print off and take and transfer to your own estimating program, or you could use our estimating software. The warranty insurance PDF, that's a larger PDF. That PDF would contain all of your estimate, all the square foot for each repair that you chose, and the options chosen to create that estimate. So that's a much larger PDF and shows all the square foot that you've chosen for each repair. The basic estimate would be on the bottom here, and that would show just your estimate and your pictures, that if you added any pictures to your estimate. Any of these PDFs, in order to create a PDF, you would have to create one. So if you did an estimate and you did not open a PDF up, you did not create one, so therefore there is no estimate. So you have to open up a PDF in order to save one. For instance, if you wanted to opened up this estimate here, that estimate would now be saved once you close the program. Then you can open it for future reviewing. The PDF opened last will be the PDF that's saved. So if you wanted to email a PDF later, whatever one you wanted to email, you would have to open up that particular one, whether it's the warranty insurance PDF or the standard PDF or estimate. Whatever one opened last would be the one that would be saved. The center section is the company customer information section. Top two would be the company information. This is where you'd enter all your company's information. You could add a logo to your estimate. You can add a disclaimer to the estimate or not to the front of that estimate. Any information that you put on this page, you have to click submit when you're done to add it to the estimate. This button here, additional estimate information, would be informational pages that you could add or disclaimers that you could add, which would appear on all the estimates that you write. The second section of the the company information. This was where you'd add your sales tax, labor tax, and for your area, where you'd add your labor rate for any repair shop that you write the estimates for. It's easy to change the labor rate. You would just click on all rates equal, put in a number, and they would all change. Some shops have different labor rates for different fields, different repair types, and mechanical may be different than the fiberglass department, and here you could add them individually if they're different. If you want to show your labor rate on the estimate, you would check that, and the labor rate would be shown on the estimate. The material cost up top, material cost is based on a national average, is accurate in most cases. You may adjust accordingly to your Pacific region. The material cost averages out to approximately, once the estimate's written, about 20% of the labor. Again, any information you put on this page, you would have to click submit to add it to the estimate. Customer profiles, this is where you add your customer. You could click on add new customer. All the customer's information would be put here. Press OK. We're going to press cancel though. Select a customer to add the customer to the estimate. Once the customer is added into the database, you would select it on this side and check there. Then press select, and then your customer would be on the estimate. And you can see your customer's name here on the estimate. Estimate informational page. This is where you'd enter any information about any information on your product type and the insurance information. Up top you would see in the shaded area, this is your customer information. You cannot change this. This is just showing you the customer that you're actually writing the estimate for. To change this customer, you'd have to go back to customer profile. This section right here, estimate type, retail, warranty, internal. This is where you would, this is more for the repair shop, not for an insurance company. You can add comments to the each individual estimate. Create invoice. Insurance companies would not use that. That's more for the repair shop. This program is designed for repair shops as well. Product type is where you'd enter any information about your product you're repairing. Insurance information. This is where you'd enter all your insurance information, policy, claim number, etc. Cost adjustments. This is where you'd add your deductible, your sublet, any betterment, and miscellaneous charges. You can add a description with all these costs on the right. Repair facilities. This is the database for all the repair facilities that you estimate at, and you can create a database for each one for easily selecting. Over on the right, add photos and documents. Here's where you'd add a photo to your estimate. You click on add new photo. Double click, add the photo. The photo is now on the estimate. If you select that and add comments to that photo, then you can add comments to that photo. Press OK. So you have to submit any information that you've done on this page. You'd have to send it to the estimate. If you check the estimate, the photo will be on the estimate along with comments. You can add as many comments and photos to the estimate. Here, written evaluation to estimate. Here's where you can add any type of text to each individual estimate, whether it's Blue Book pricing or any information you want to add to that individual estimate. Create supplement. Here's when if you need a supplement, you would have to save this particular estimate first, then press create supplement, and then you can create your supplement. It'll have all your customer information, all your product information, insurance information on that supplement. The only thing you would add would be your additional repairs. And again, you'd have to press submit to send information to the estimate. Here's your informational sheets. These are all information that you should print out and read. For instance, explanation of complexity. And we've looked at, well, I didn't show you that one yet, but we'll go through that one in detail on the repair page. Another, how to measure broken glass. It explains how to measure a broken glass. And I'll go through that with you also on the repair page. All information very helpful in writing accurate estimates. Down here in the blue button, check value. That would be check the value of your product. Internet required. This takes you directly to my website where you can click on NADA or NADA and get Blue Book prices for everything. And you can copy and paste those to your estimate also. What I copy and paste that information is down here in the written evaluation, adds the Blue Book to the estimate. Okay, so that would be your customer company information page. The estimating side, this is where all the estimating is done. You have repair, paint, gel coat, aluminum sheet metal, vinyl stripes, hardware, and anti-fouling. That's estimating for all of these categories. Each one has several different repair types in each category. Repair, you would have sand and buff. You'd have surface repair, which is gouges, scrapes, no fiberglass. Fiberglass repair, where you would grind down and laminate. Small chips and gouges, requiring filler only, where we have multiple chips and gouges on the bottom of the boat and you don't want to estimate each one individually. This is where you'd add multiple chips and gouges. And then you have multiple small fiberglass repairs, where you don't want to do each one individually and you have several repairs scattered on the hull or on the product that you're repairing. All other repairs, and I'll go through that here shortly. That's just the area where you'd add anything else that isn't covered in these sections here. For instance, sand and buff. This is, you'd enter the square foot of the area that you would have to sand and buff. Where there's a scratch that's in a 2-foot area, you put in 2 foot in the square foot area, and it'll give you the labor and materials to sand and buff a scratch in a 2-foot area. Surface repair, same thing. It would be gouges and scrapes. You'd enter the square foot, and it would give you the labor and material. And we'll go down to, all these have hyperlinks. All these pages have footnotes and hyperlinks. They're designed to get you through this page. Read all the footnotes and all the hyperlinks for several estimates till you get acquainted with the program, and soon you won't have to do that anymore, and you'll just be writing estimates. How to determine square foot, for instance, this hyperlink here. It tells you how to measure the square foot of a gouged area, scrapes and gouges. Very important for accurate estimates is accurate measurement. So you want to make sure that you read all the hyperlinks on how to measure gouges, how to measure fiberglass repair, how to measure gel coat, etc. Each page has the hyperlinks, and the footnotes are designed to get you through that page. Each page should have the help there needed to get you through each page. So this would be your help section also. So any page you're on, there should be help there to get you to help you estimate. All these hyperlinks are also here. Fiberglass repair, it tells you what you're estimating, and tells you about fiberglass repair and explanation. So Very informative program. Very easy to use. You can't get stuck. I mean, you can't get stuck. There's help on each page where you can check and find that help and then move on. All these repairs have different complexities. There's a non-complex, there's a complex, and a very complex repair. And down here is a hyperlink, tells you how to determine repair complexity. Complexity is the surface detail, whether in a non-complex would be a mostly flat surface with a slight curve to it. A complex area would be something, a repair with some detail to it, such as the strake running through the hull. And a very complex would be a repair with missing pieces where the boat would have to be pinned back together, laminated on the inside, and then ground out, or make a mold off a new one, cut it out, and put your new piece in. So the very complex would cover enough time to do either way. For instance, this repair here has some complexity in it with the strake running through it. It does have, however, a lot of flat surface, which would be non-complex. So this would have multiple complexities in this repair. This repair here, because that strake is only the larger flat surface is majority of the repair, you could estimate this repair here as a non-complex and add the more complex hours to it to make up for that strake running through it. And I'll explain that here shortly. So if you want to select fiberglass repair, say it's a non-complex repair, and here it tells you choose estimated repair hours in non-complex unless 75% or more of the repair is complex, which would be that photo of the strake, which 75% of the repair wasn't complex. So you could choose non-complex and say that repair was 4 square feet. Then you could choose the more complex hours to make up for that strake running through the repair. On the fiberglass repair page, you have fiberglass repair, you have surface damage that you can add to your estimate. Say you have some gouges surrounding that repair and you don't want to do an individual repair for surface repair. You can add a backing patch to it, I'll explain that in a minute, or laminate inside. Some repairs continue all the way to the inside where you'd have to laminate the inside also, and here's where you'd enter the square foot to do that. Here's an explanation of laminating inside. And here's an explanation of pulling a backing patch. A backing patch is a patch that you'd put on the back, possibly on an RV, on the cap of an RV where there's no access, somewhere where we can't get to the inside, and repair it from the inside. Repairing it from the inside is ideal, but if there's no access, then the backing patch is your only option. And a backing patch is a piece of laminate on some type of surface, like a piece of cardboard, with a wire running through that you can push through the hole and pull up tight to the surface to create a patch on the inside before you do the repair on the outside. And you can estimate this area here, a backing patch, right here in this box also. So say your repair is 2 square foot on the outside and you have a 1 square or 2 square foot of backing patch on the inside, and it'll give you the labor and materials to do both. Let's say we repaired the repair on the right here. And we'll say this repair here is, and if you press F5, you get a square foot calculator. And say the repair on the right is approximately 23 inches by 12 inches. And that repair is 1.9 square feet. Click at the bottom. You can determine the less complex to more complex hours, depending on the complexity, again, of that repair. If the hull is flat, you would go with the 6.7 hours. If it had a little bit of detail in it, you could go in between or up to the 9.6. To change it, you would click in this box if you wanted to change your repair hours, and you can change your repair hours here, and it would automatically change them and the materials for those repair hours. So, but if you check the box here, to send this to the estimate, you have to add text, or you have to add a description where the repair is. We have predetermined text in all these boxes, If you see at the bottom it says Control F1 for grind, laminate, and straighten. That's predetermined text, so you don't have to type it out for each individual repair. Each repair type has different predetermined text for that repair, whether it's spraying, gel coat, painting, fiberglass. So here, if you put the cursor in the box and press Control F1, you get the predetermined text. And then you would put grind, laminate, and straighten, and this is port bow. It just saves time on typing. Press add and it sends it to the estimate. Again, you have to add text or add a description where the repair is before you can add your information to the estimate. You press add, that information, repair hours goes to the estimate. You can see it right here. We'll go back to the repair page. That's fiberglass repair. You have all the repair pages are exactly alike. The only difference is they have different calculations. Complex would be a little bit slightly more repair hours than the non-complex. Same exact page. Different hyperlinks again on each page to help you get through each repair. That's why this program is designed to work in any repair situation because of the amount of information it has and the complexities that you can choose for each repair. Also on these repair pages, you have boat hull bottom and inside cockpit or cabin. This is what also makes the program so accurate, because working on the bottom of the boat is going to take more time than working on the side of a hull. So this allows for that working on the bottom to add more time to the estimate for working on the bottom, which makes it more fair for the repair shops and everyone involved. That's why it makes it more accurate and easier to use. Inside the cockpit or cabin, again, that requires more time to get up on a ladder and get inside the cockpit, and it requires more time for cleanup inside. It requires more time for masking off the inside of the boat or the RV or whatever product type you're working on. So say you have 4 square foot of damage and you're working on the bottom of a boat. That'll give you the additional time because you're working on the bottom of a hull, not the side right in front of you. That's time for set up a fan, working on a creeper, working on your back, or so forth. Same thing for the cockpit, working on the inside of a cockpit. That would give you additional time for inside, for masking off and clean up and down on a ladder, etc. That's what makes the program so accurate, is just to have those 2 repairs or repair options there. Very simple to use. I hope I'm not making it too complicated, but it's real simple. You just put in the square foot, and it gives you the labor and materials, and you put in a repair description and send it to the estimate. It's that easy. It's just more reading all the hyperlinks and footnotes to know exactly how to measure, because measuring the more accurate the measurements, the more accurate your estimate will be. Hyperlinks, how to determine extent of damage. There's the fiberglass repair. Here you want to, it's very critical to determine the amount of area that's damaged before you figure your square foot. And you want to figure your broken area, anything that's delaminated, any stress cracks. You want to look for stress cracks. You want to do possibly a sounding around the repair to check for delamination and determine how big that delamination or broken area is before you measure your square feet. And then you'd want to, after you determine how big the repair is, you want to add 3 inches around that included in your measurements for a taper, and that's to grind and taper the laminate so you have a strong repair. And this explains it in detail here, and it's real important to read all of this. Small chips and gouges, multiple small chips and gouges. This is where you'd have multiple chips on the bottom of a hull where you don't want to estimate each one individually. And here you would add your chips. Say you have 3 chips. By the time they're ground out and filled, they're 2 inches diameter, and you have a couple that are bigger at 4 inches. You just select the number of chips and gouges you have scattered out on the product, and that would give you the labor material to fix those. Again, these are just grind and fill. These would be something you would use filler on, not laminate. And then here, multiple small fiberglass repairs. This is where you would have multiple fiberglass repairs that would require fiberglass laminate. And here you'd enter the number of 1-inch diameter repairs or the number of 2-inch diameter repairs. Anything bigger than that you would have to estimate individually. But these repairs are once your repair is ground out, you would have a laminate of 2 inches in diameter. So if you have 2 areas, that would be only very small areas that you'd have to laminate, and 3 areas that are larger, about approximately 2 inches in diameter. It would give you the labor and materials to repair 5 separate areas on the bottom or on the product, which would be 3.8 hours plus materials to repair 5 separate areas scattered on a certain product. So that comes in handy where you have a lot of little repairs and you don't want to estimate each one individually. But the larger repairs would have to be individually. Now that pretty much covers the repair page. Now this is the painting page. You have single stage paint, you have base coat, clear coat painting. Again, you have different complexities. You would normally use a non-complex unless you have a lot of detail. For instance, on the bottom of a jet ski where you have multiple strakes, or possibly a aluminum boat where you have several rivets that you would have to sand around. Then you would use very complex. Normally you'd use non-complex on anything other than that. Again, down here it tells you how to determine painting complexity, which would be different than the complexity on repair. So you'd want to read all those informational pages and hyperlinks. Just a single stage, it tells you want to have a minimum of 9 inches wide. So if your stripe is 6 inches wide by 20 foot long, you want to make it 9 inches wide by 20 foot long. Again, you have a square foot calculator. You press F5, and you say if it's 6 inches, you have to estimate with 9, so you put 9 inches. And if it's 20 foot long, you would put feet, and that would give you 15 square foot. It's a solid or metal color. It would give you a time to match a solid color or time to match a metallic color. You press metallic, it gives you an hour for match. And there's your labor and materials to spray a small stripe on the deck of a boat. Again, you have predetermined text here. If you put the cursor in the box, it'll tell you what it is. Oops, get it right there. Control F3. I press that one. There's different ones. One that has match in it because we match the color. Match, mask, prep, refinish, and buff. Port deck. You put a description, then you can send it to the, if you want to change or adjust the hours, you can also. If it's on the bottom of a boat, you would check that. If it's inside the cockpit, you would check that and add more material or more labor for that repair. Press add, it sends it to the estimate. That would be the painting for single stage. Base coat, clear coat's a little different. You'd add the total area that you're going to refinish, blend, and clear. So say you have 25 square foot, or again we can use the square foot calculator. Press F5 and say the stripe is 30 inches wide and by 22 feet long on the side of a hull. And you select a color, whether it's metallic or solid, and that would give you the labor and material to refinish the side of the hull. If you have multiple stripes on that side of the hull and involves different masking and different color matching, and you want to estimate all that together, say there's 3 different colors of striping, you would add 3, and that would give you time to mask and spray 3 different colors and clear the entire side. And that would give you the labor and material to do that. Whether you have 3 solid colors or 3 metallic colors and 2 solid colors or whatever you have, it'll give you time to do that. And you select repair description. We'll say Control F3. Again, port hull. We'll put that for a description. Press add, and that sends that to the estimate. So very easy. Just need to read on how to determine complexity and how to measure. So painting single stage, painting base coat, clear coat. On your gel coat page, a lot of different options. You got solid colors, and you have metallic or metal flake colors, the big flake that you see on bass boats. And then you have your non-skid. You have a rolled non-skid and a molded non-skid. It helps you or lets you estimate all of those options. Solid color, this solid color page. You can put square foot. You can do F5 again. And whether you're spraying the side of the hull on this too, and it's 30 inches by 20 feet, the side of a hull on a boat gives you 50 square foot. Press OK. If it's white or whatever color it is, click that. There's labor and materials to re-gel coat something, the side of a hull, which is going to take more time to re-gel than it would to refinish. That's why the repair hours are higher. You put in a description, control whatever your description is, re-gel. We'll just leave it as that for now. Make it quicker. Press add. Sends that repair to the estimate. Here's your estimate so far that we've been sending repairs to. Shows the labor rate on the estimate. Okay, gel coating page again. Metal flake. Metal flake's a little different. You want to add the entire area that you have to flake first. Whether you got 3 colors of flake or 1 color, you want to add that total area that you are going to flake. Say you have a repair that's 10 inches by 10 inches wide, but you're going to spray flake over at about 2 square foot. You put the 2 in there, 2 square feet, and then you're going to clear past that. No, depending on how far you're going to clear past that is the area that you would clear. Whether you're going to clear the whole side of the boat or you're just going to clear up to a body line, but whatever you're going to clear, that's where you put the square foot there. Say it's, 2 square foot of flake, 10 square foot of clear, and then you would put, whether it's 1 color that you're flaking or multiple colors, you would put the number in here. Say it's just 1 color, you would put it in that box. Put the cursor down below and it'll give you the labor and materials to repair, or to reflake an area that's 2 square foot, but you're going to clear 10 foot past it. Say you have 2 colors in that repair, put 2 instead of 1, and it'll give you the labor and materials to add another color into that repair. If it's on the bottom of the boat, you check that. Inside the cockpit, you could add more time for that. But let's put a description in there, and we'll just leave that as a description right there. Press add, and that goes to the estimate. That's pretty much a gel coat page. Pretty simple. Just add the square foot, and it gives you the labor and materials. Put a description and send it to the estimate. Here it tells you how to determine gel coat complexity. All these are hyperlinks also. Everything's a hyperlink in this program. It explains metal flake repair, how you do it, the number of coats you put, and what's done to create a metal flake repair or a solid color or the non-skid. Check on that. It just tells you about non-skid. It's very informative. Okay. Aluminum sheet metal, this also non-complex or complex, again, flat surface or detailed. This will give you the labor and materials to repair a dent in the side of an aluminum boat or sheet metal or anything. Same as all the other estimating pages. Vinyl stripes. This page you use to estimate the labor to R&R striping. I put my striping labor on the hardware page though, because I know stripe, what it's going to take me to do it, but to estimate it, this is what you would use. Say you have a stripe that's 2 inches wide on the hull stripe. What you want to do is add 2 inches to that total width. So if press F5 for a square foot calculator, say the stripe width is 2 inches, you would add 2 inches to it, so you would figure 4 inches times the length of the boat, which is 22 feet, and that would give you the correct square foot for that repair. You highlight the box down below, it would give you 1.5 hours to change that 2-inch wide stripe on the side of the hull of a 22-foot boat. The material cost is based on just standard striping, 3M striping. It's not any customer or manufacturer decals or anything like that, or logos or anything that you buy from a manufacturer. It's just basic striping. Any of the other parts, stripes, pricing you'd have to get from the manufacturer. Your hardware mechanical page, this is where you'd add all your hardware, your mechanical labor hours, or anything else that you're going to do other than a fiberglass repair. Here you would add your quantity. Say it's 1 and the part price is $22, and you want to add a part number, you would do it here. Say 2222. Part description, we'll just say bilge pump. And then you can press OK to send the estimate. If you want to put time down to change it, you put the labor hours 1 hour. Remove and reinstall, remove and replace. Let's put bilge pump again. That's where you'd add your labor and your materials and your parts to the estimate. Press OK. You can then send it to the estimate here, or you can add a new record and keep adding records. You can change this selected record. You can delete it. However, you can go back and do that also. So we're going to push send estimate. We send it to the estimate. On the estimate, you'll see the part here. And down here, you would see right here under hardware mechanical, you would see the labor to change that part. All your parts would go up here in the top section. This estimate format is the estimate format that is real common to the repair shops that you're estimating for, the specialty such as boats and RVs. This is the type of estimate format that they're used to reviewing and estimating with and familiar with. So that's why it makes it so easy to read for the repair shops. Hardware mechanical page also has a parts link. That goes again to Internet Required, goes to my website, which has many different websites which have different parts. Pretty much anything that you're looking for an RV or a boat you could find here without having to look elsewhere. Such as, let's just say we have a Yamaha or a Sea-Doo, and say if you got Yamaha OEM parts, you just select what you have, whether it's Wave Runner, 2011 FX Cruiser, and then you check what you're looking for. Graphics, it'll give you all those. Then you can get all your parts prices and transfer them to the estimating software. So anything that you're looking for, any part, you should be able to find on these parts links. It's best just to go through them all and just try them and see where certain products are and parts are, and see what works best for you. But it should make it fairly easy to find any part you're looking for. Like here would be rub rails for boats, taco metal, have the stainless trim and the rub rail, all different types of OEM parts. Go back. So that's where you find any parts for this estimating page. Labor operations, different ones. R&R and block from trailer for repair, just to save some time typing. A lot of different predetermined text. Very easy to use. Anti-fouling would be the bottom pane on certain larger boats, and this is where you put the square foot to do a repair. If you're doing a repair and you gotta finish it with anti-fouling paint. Say it's 10 square foot. Give you the labor and materials to apply anti-fouling on 10 square foot. This is just for repair only. It's not for complete anti-fouling on the entire bottom of a hull. That you would figure out separately, but this is just for repairs. So the program, real easy to use. Down here I got a few PDFs I'd like to show you. These are PDFs to be the insurance PDF. Contains everything. A lot more than just the regular PDF would just contain just the estimate and the pictures that you put into that estimate. But this here shows you, well, let me go to a different one. It shows you a little bit more than that one. This one. This one here, this is a PDF. It has it's going to have your repair facility over here. It's going to have all your insurance information here, customer name, all the product information, any comments you want to put in the estimate, then your estimate. Disclaimer if you choose to have one on the estimate. And then here, that would be your individual text pages that you can add to each individual estimate. I put in a Blue Book price on this one, copied and pasted it from my website. So you had the Blue Book value in your estimate. Pictures, as many as you want with comments, easily attached to the estimate. And then the square feet and options you chose for that particular estimate. So the customer or the repair shop can see the area that you chose, the square foot for that repair. Whether you chose a color match, you chose white for this repair, 2.25 square foot, it shows you all that. Well, everything you chose to create that estimate. Let's see a different one here. This is another one with all the information. Now this text here, this text was applied on the company information page. This text here is the text that stays with all the estimates that you write. So you can add this to your format. So this is printed on every estimate you write. Whatever, this is just example text, but whatever you want to put in each individual estimate. Then here, this was created on the other area for each individual one. Pictures, comments of the repair, and the options chosen, square foot and option chosen to get that estimate that you chose. So all this is shown in that PDF, which makes it very informative. Okay, so we're going to estimate a few estimates and then we'll be finished. I'm going to show you how easy it is, but let's start new. New, you want to save that stuff? No. We'll go with, we'll call it just crown line. Already exists. We're going to overwrite it because I'm going to show you how to repair it. Here, the repair. Say the repair again. You would go to repair. It'd be it'd be a flat surface. So you choose non-complex. Press F5 for a square foot calculator, and say it is without measuring it. I'm just guessing by looking at the picture. But what you want to do is make sure you measure it for accuracy, so the estimate is correct. But it's we'll say it's 2.17 square foot. So it's going to take 7.6 hours to repair that repair. Predetermined text, Control F1, port, hull, and bow. Put a description in, press Add, it's on your estimate. Then you want to gel coat that repair. Go to non-complex, solid color. You want to do average square foot because of the bow area here, so you just go a little bit more so it averages this area out. 4 foot wide by 2 foot tall, so that'd be 8 square feet. Put in 8. You're going to match color as it's in the white, so select white. That'll give you your labor material to gel coat that area. Control F2, which we're matching, masking, prepping, and regelling and buff. And then you can put port, bow, press Add. That is your estimate for that repair. That's that quick. That's at $75 an hour. Labor and materials for both things. But what you want to do is add time to change the through hull fitting here, and you do that in the hardware page. Go to remove and reinstall, and we'll just put hull Oops. Fitting. Press OK. Oops, again, I'm sorry. Gotta put the labor hours. Send estimate. Now that is on the estimate. That'd be your complete estimate. That's to do that repair right there. Now we want to do another estimate. Let's estimate the front cap on this fifth wheel. Let's go to new again. Do we want to save this information? Yes. What you want to do, anytime you write an estimate, this is real important also, anytime you write an estimate, you have to press yes when you are done, when you close out of it. If you press no, you lost that estimate. Let me go back here again real quick. Right here, this save button, anytime you're finished with an estimate, click on that to save it. Or if you forget to do that, when you go to close the program or start a new estimate, it's going to ask you, do you want to save that estimate? You have to say yes. If you say no, it's not going to ask you again. You'll lose that estimate. It'll be gone. You'll have to rewrite the entire estimate. So you want to click yes if you're planning on saving the estimate you've just written. So I just put yes. This one here was just estimate. This one was fifth wheel. Okay. We're going to do a fiberglass repair. This is still, it's got a slight curve to it, but it's not very detailed. So we're going to go with non-complex again, and then we're going to press F5 for a square foot calculator. And I've, just by looking at this picture, not measuring, but just looking at it, I'm figuring, let's say it's 34 inches long, and the width, what you want to determine is the amount of how much is broken. Say it's only 4 inches is broken here. From here to here is 4 inches. You want to figure 3 inches on either side of that for a taper. So you'd have a total of 4 plus 3 and 3. So you'd have 10 inches. So it'd be 10 inches wide. Your repair, by the time you grind that out, your repair is going to be 10 inches wide, is what you're figuring. And you can figure that very easy under determine square foot right here in fiberglass repair. How to determine the square foot of a fiberglass repair. So that's very important to read that stuff and determine the area, you know, the amount of damage. Press OK. That gives a square foot. There's 2.36 square feet of damage here. You put the cursor in the bottom. It gives you 8.3 hours to repair. That would be for a flat surface. It has a little bit of a curve to it. It wouldn't be real complex, but you could go in between these hours if you choose. If you go 9 hours, it'll give you the materials also. Click on the bottom, Control F1, and then just put front cap. Oops. Press add, send it to the estimate, then you want to gel coat that repair. Gel coat, solid color, and say it's 4 foot you want to gel by 3 foot, so you want to gel 12 square feet. It's white, click check on white. Cursor in the box down below, Control F2, and then put cap, press add, and that's labor and materials to repair that repair. I'll let you look at it, the repair. That would be your labor and materials to repair that. It's that easy. Close the PDF. Let's start a new one. Do one more. You want to save? Yes. Okay. Next one. Little bigger estimate. This one here is would be very complex. Let's start over though. Let's put transit bus. And again, you would probably put the claim number and the customer's name. Press OK. Okay, we want to repair this. This would be very complex because you have missing pieces, and this would give you time to pin it all back together, grind it or laminate the inside, or prep it and laminate the inside, and then grind all that out to your new laminate inside and add new laminate on the outside. So this will give you the time to do all that and rebuild that entire area. So you'd want to go to repair. You want to go to very complex. And just by looking at this again, I would figure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, approximately 6 square foot of damage. or more. Let's just go 6.5. Square foot of damage. That's on the very complex estimating page. And then you want to laminate inside also. Laminate inside right here. And you're going to laminate approximately 8 square foot because you're going to laminate a little bigger than your damaged area. And you select it. It gives you 44 hours to repair this repair. $621 in materials. This is a very time-consuming repair because you have several different complexities in here. You'd have to piece it all back together and get it to fit correctly. Grind, prep, and laminate the inside. After you get the inside laminated, you grind all that bag glass out to your new laminate. Re-laminate the entire area, building it up to existing where it should be, and then you have a lot of work after that, grinding it down and fairing and straightening all your lines and get it straight where it looks like it did when it was new, like no one ever worked on it. So it takes a lot of repair hours to repair that, and that's why this came in at such high hours to repair that. I can show you a picture here after it was ground, laminated, and starting to straighten it, and you can see it's all laminate, but just a slight bit of filler to fill your slight lows and your pinholes. But it is all laminate and just a very thin layer of filler just to, like I said, fill those pinholes and slight lows. So it takes a lot of time. You got all these different contours and body lines and everything to get it completely straight, which takes all the time. So not just getting the laminate on there and building it back up and getting it strong again. It takes a lot of time to get it straight to where it looks like it's right also. Okay, description. We're just going to leave it as that for description. Send it the estimate. Gel coating. We're going to gel coat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Say 12 square foot of gel coat. Send gel. 12 square feet. It's white. Control F. Oops, let's go back. We'll leave it at that for description. That would be your repair. You're going to have some hardware, R&R the trim. There's your lights. You'd have to R&R your lights, stuff like that, but this is majority of the repair right here. That's the labor and materials to repair that repair. And it's that simple. That pretty much wraps it up. I hope I didn't make it too complicated. Very easy to use, very user-friendly. Everyone tells me it's the most user-friendly program they have ever used, the most informational, and the most accurate. So I hope this demonstration helps you with using the product. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.